Hi, this is Joe from Two Blokes from Blighty, and before we get into today's episode, we're going to hear from a beautifully lovely man, Dan from Casting Views. Isn't he lovely?
Isn't he lovely? Isn't he
Lovely,
wonderful?
lovely. Isn't he precious?
Fancy taking a humorous trip down a random topic each week? You do? Well, you're in luck. Casting Views, presented by me, Dan, and a host of guests, bring you just that. With topics from the world of entertainment, science, sport, and everyday life, there's bound to be a topic that's going to inform and amuse. Catch Casting Views every Sunday on all listening platforms now.
God, he's so wonderful.
God, he's so bloody lovely.
At time of recording, we're recording this on Sunday at 9 o'clock at night, which is very late for us in the week and the day. Dan's latest episode of Casting Views is a dinner party episode, which Tim and I appeared on one of them. It was very fun.
It was fun to do.
But the one that is out today is Josh from Talking Smack.
Ah, what a collab. That'll be my drive to work tomorrow.
It was great. It was really good. And also, if you want another cool collaboration, Talking Smack this week had Dan on. They talked about Mass Effect 2.
Wild.
So double whammy for the adverts. Listen to Talking Smack and listen to Casting Views.
I bet that you look good on the dance floor. I don't know if you're looking for romance, or I don't know what you're looking for. This is Tim from Two Blokes from Blighty. I'm joined by my brother, Joey Fitz.
Right, Tim, what are you looking for?
A dance. I can't dance. I'm crap at dancing. I don't get it. I feel a bit silly, and I'm one for embracing cringe. Don't get me wrong, but I can't dance. I get really self-conscious.
How do you feel after you've had a couple of beveraginos?
I no longer give a fuck.
You're just doing the worm and...
It looks more like a seizure, but yeah.
I imagine, you know that episode of Peep Show, sorry, very niche reference, where he goes to Rainbow Rhythms and he's just flailing his arms around. And he's like,
it's a bit like that, yeah. Getting in Sophie's face. That wasn't very Rainbow Rhythms of you.
That wasn't very Rainbow Rhythms of you. Let's say that if someone says something that's mean-spirited.
Yeah, that wasn't very Rainbow Rhythms of you.
Cool. Tim, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good, although I've done something to my shoulder.
What have you done?
I don't know what I've done. Don't know how I've done it, but it's quite sore.
Huh.
I think it's Father Time creeping up on me. Tim, we always start these episodes in the same way, with a pub quiz question, and this episode is no different.
Pub quiz question of the week. Not a jingle, that's a sound effect at best.
What we have there is a fucking jingle, Tim.
As usual, with the pub quiz question of the week, I'm going to just fire through some questions, and Joey is going to keep going until he can't get the answer, and then we'll come back to the end of the episode.
Always surprisingly shorter than I think it's going to be. That's what she said.
Boy, if I had a penny. Right, number one, Joey, what's the capital of California?
San Diego?
It's not San Diego. We're going to come back
LA.
to it at the end. It's not
San
LA.
Francisco.
Not San Francisco. We're going to come back to it at the end of the episode.
Those are the only things in California.
There's also Death Valley. No, it's in Nevada, isn't it? Is it? Is Death Valley in Nevada or is that in California?
I
need to look that up because we've been there.
Tim, is it? Well, if we've been there, it's California because we've never been to Nevada.
We have. We crossed over the little part of Nevada. Like, granted, we were just over the border when we were in Tahoe.
Hey, can you watch out in today's climate? If you say just over the border in America, we'll get in a lot of trouble.
It is in California, by the way. It's also the hottest place on Earth.
Yeah, Tim, is it one of the three cities that I said?
No.
Genuinely don't know anywhere else. San Jose.
No. Okay, we're going to come back to it at the end of the episode.
Anaheim.
It's not Anaheim. You said you wanted this episode short. Stop guessing Californian places.
I just Santa Barbara.
not Santa Barbara.
I can't, like, there is no other places in California.
There's the capital of California, but we're going to come back to it at the end of the episode.
C.
What?
C.
C?
Capital C for California.
Oh, right. No, it's not that.
That was an old classic, but here we are.
Yeah.
Tim, do you want to do some days of the week?
Yeah, hit me with the days of the week.
I said we were recording this on a Sunday. When does this come out?
It comes out on the 29th. I know I have my... Oh.
Tim and Joey talking loud. Holidays that make them proud. Calendar check every week. Which day holds the peak? Valentine's is on a pivot. Christmas Eve sometimes hits it. New Year's Eve can be found smiling on a Wednesday round. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Time to shake the mood. Celebrate whatever's there. Make the middle week a fair.
29th of January. Sorry, Tim, I cut you off. You said you have something.
Yeah, I've got my MOT that day, but that's about it.
Only had your car about 4 days.
No, I've had it since July.
Is it expected to pass?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting it done at the place where I have the warranty with the car, so...
Oh. So even if
It'll
it
be
doesn't
fine.
pass, not going to cost you?
No, it shouldn't do. I mean, the only thing they won't cover is tyres, wipers, and brake fluid, I think.
The only thing they won't cover for is car, doors, roof,
Windows.
floors, windows.
Oh my god, we're going to get onto my
Wheels.
car in this episode, because I had a very dumb realization earlier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tim, there's only 2 national days for you.
Oh, that's short and sweet.
In line with this episode. National Puzzle Day.
I do like a puzzle.
Do you?
Yeah.
How long have you been retired?
I've been an OAP for the last 32 years.
Nice. And National Corn Chip Day.
Puzzles.
You're the worst.
I like a puzzle. You good?
Yeah, I'm tired.
All right, fine.
So yeah, National Puzzle Day. Tim, gonna have a wild guess how people are gonna celebrate.
I want people to come up with a puzzle.
I want them to listen to my puzzle by Biffy Clyro.
Done. There you go.
Jim,
Yeah.
what would you like to do?
I mean, I could tell you about the really dumb realization today that ended up costing me £100.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, as the audience know, I've been driving independently thanks to passing my test for the last couple of weeks, and I was like, I'm going to invest in a dash cam because I'm doing a big drive today. Not today. At the end of this week, when I'm driving all the way up to the northeast, all the way up to Newcastle, and back again in one weekend. It's about 5 hours of driving either side. Now, I was like, I need a dash cam because I'm going to be driving a very long way. And also, it helps with insurance. So I bought a dash cam.
Does it help with insurance?
It does help with your insurance premium to have a dash cam.
Oh, okay.
It's
Cool.
nice. So I bought a dash cam, front and rear, fine.
Mm-hmm.
It arrived today. I went to go and fit it. What does my car have, Joey? That's a unique feature.
Oh, it's got a receding hairline.
It's got a receding hairline. The roof of my car is like my car has got. If you look up Citroen C3 panoramic windscreen, essentially the roof can pull all the way back. You know, in case you fancy stargazing while driving or something. And what I've realized is that I can't put my dash cam on there because I would have nowhere to put the cable.
Oh.
I can't tuck the cable into any, like, what do they call it? The headrow thing. You know what I mean?
The majiggers.
The majiggers. And I could go down the side, but there's a on-side airbag in that thing, and I don't really want to be messing around with that.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've ended up having to do, I've got one of those Android Auto screens because my car's from 2010, so it doesn't have Android Auto on. I've had to buy a new one with a dash cam built in it.
How on earth could you cope without an Android Auto screen?
Oh, I don't know. It's how I listen to my podcasts, like Talking Smack and Casting Views.
Why don't you do what everyone else does and pair your phone using either an aux cable or Bluetooth?
Because it also does my sat nav.
Tim, you have a very privileged life that I don't think even you realise.
No, I mean, I was talking to our other eldest brother, and he was saying that for the car that I have now, this Citroen C3 2010, for a first car, it's pretty good.
It's very good, Tim.
I'm very happy with it, but it was just a massive oversight that ended up costing me £100 today when I ordered a new Android Auto screen with dash cam and reverse cam on it.
And are you returning the old ones?
I'm going to take the old one up to Newcastle because apparently Payne's dad is looking at a screen and we're going to see if this one will be any good for him. If it's not, I'm going to just sell the old Android Auto screen, but the dash cam I bought, I've got to return that anyway. I've already put in the request with Amazon.
Fair enough.
Fine.
So actually, it's not cost you £100. It's just a bit less than a bit more than you originally
70.
planned.
Yeah.
That
But 100
really,
left my bank today, and it makes me sad.
that screen is really big, Tim.
Oh, have you seen it?
Oh, I'm on. Tim and I definitely don't share an Amazon account.
No. I
And
send
by
Joey
that-
screenshots of everything I buy.
By that, I mean I don't piggyback Tim's Amazon account because that's against terms of service.
We
And
definitely
very
don't do
naughty,
that,
so
Jeff Bezos.
We don't do that, Jeff. Don't come for us because Tim's lawyers will win. But when I logged into my Amazon after the screenshots
Wink.
you sent me, wink. Yeah, I just saw a picture. It's a really wide screen.
Big wide screen, but it does also have a reversing camera on the thing, so that's pandy.
There you go, handy.
That's good. It's good.
Very good, very good. Tim,
Yeah,
we had a sad moment this week
we did.
as a podcast. We did. Really
Did?
sad. Yeah, really sad.
What was it?
Baldur's Gate 3 is nearly over.
Oh, Baldur's Gate 3 is nearly over.
I genuinely spent the day a little bit sad on Saturday.
I don't want it to end.
Because it's coming to an end. And
don't
we
know-
thought it would be the last stream on Saturday, but actually the last boss is a big boy.
It's a big thinker, that boss.
Yeah. Spoiler-free review. Well done, Tim.
Thank you. But I don't know what we're going to... Like, I know that we're obviously going to continue to play games for the podcast on stream,
Mhm.
but Baldur's Gate has just been hitting different. It is such a good game to stream.
I think I've enjoyed Baldur's Gate so much, I'm going to start a solo playthrough and just play it again straight after.
On stream, or...?
No.
No?
No. We'll play
It's an
something else on
absolutely
stream.
beautiful game, though. So you're playing as a ranger in this.
No, I'm playing as a... Oh, yeah, I am a ranger. I forget.
Yeah, because you play more like a rogue.
What do you mean?
You're lockpicking and stealing constantly.
I started doing that because our party, everyone steals everything. And if you don't lockpick it and be the first one there, then you don't get the stuff. So it just kind of became habit at that point.
Yeah. But do you know what race you're going to go for next time?
No.
No? Any thoughts of anything you want to try? Because I want to do a cleric playthrough.
I'm going to try an unarmed monk playthrough.
The monk ones are really fun.
Is
It
it?
like they don't have magic. They've got a key system.
I don't know what that means.
It's like an aura thing. So it's basically magic, but under the guise of martial arts.
You've got aura.
No, I have oral. Got him. I was trying so
Wow.
hard to navigate the word oral, and I couldn't work it out. So I
You just
committed.
said, I have oral.
Yeah, but just with a very long, drawn out O.
You have Oral B toothpaste.
That's it. Thank you.
Not a sponsor, but could be.
Could be. Please sponsor
Look how
me. I'm
shiny
desperate
Tim's-
for toothpaste.
Shiny Tim's teeth are.
My shiny teeth and me. My shiny teeth that twinkle just like a Christmas tree. People walk for miles just to see me smile. My shiny teeth and me. That is burned into my brain.
Shut up, Tim.
What?
Do you know I was once a tooth?
Yeah, you were in a parade or something.
No, I was a tooth at a festival in Birmingham. We had basically our mum ran this initiative to get kids to get into oral hygiene. And the person on the day dropped out that was going to wear a giant tooth costume and carry a big toothbrush. And, you know, I thought, what better day to send a Saturday when you don't have many friends? This guy's going to be a tooth.
What kind of
So-
tooth were you?
Molar.
Your wisdom? Molar.
I was definitely not a wisdom tooth.
Have I talked about on the podcast before about when I thought my wisdom teeth were coming through?
What, in the New York people
Yeah.
bullying you? Yeah, you have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As well as Baldur's Gate, we're pumping out content.
Oh my god, we've put out so much content in the last couple of weeks.
We have. We said we were going to step it back, and then I counted, and in January, there's going to be 13 episodes.
That's basically an episode nearly every other day.
Yeah. Well, if it was February, it would be.
You lucky lot. And then obviously we've got I won't lie, every single year after Podmas, we always end up with a little bit of we always end up a bit behind schedule for I would say about a month or two.
Yeah.
After Podmas, because Podmas is such a crammed time for us.
Yeah.
And this isn't me to say that I'm not enjoying scheduling the podcast, because I am. I really enjoy the podcast, but it is stressful the first 2 months after Podmas for me.
I don't know if I'd say it's stressful. It's a bit relentless compared to how it is the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, March through to about October is about my favorite time. Hunky dory. But then we've got just that November, December, January, February period. Those 4 months are just they're brutal.
Chock-a-block. If you remember last January to March, I stopped doing it. I was only doing 2 blokes. Yeah.
Yeah. We took you took a break.
I did.
Yeah.
Can't do that this time.
No, sir.
Too much fucking content.
There's way too much content. Like, we're pumping out more DLC. Like, I really like what DLC has been repurposed into, which is essentially early access reviews
and serious reviews.
Yeah, it's like normally handled by just 1 or 2 of us. So it's like, it's game. Like, it's not to say that we only pick games that the other people want to do, but this is, hey, I have a vested interest in this game. Let's talk about it. And it's fun. Like, I got to do one on V Rising. It wasn't exactly what I expected, but I had an interest at the time. You've got one coming out.
At the time is really peak reviewing.
You've got one coming out Tuesday. So yesterday.
Tuesday, yeah. Yesterday you'll have had Achilles Legends Untold, and there might be one tomorrow. There's just me. Or that might be next week. I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm not committing to anything right now.
No, but what I am really liking about the DLC in particular is it's cool to see stuff that isn't out yet, and we get a little bit of a sneak peek at it. Yeah,
it's good. We've got some really good things potentially down the line that I'm not going to spoil by saying here, but if we are able to pull these off, I think it'd be really exciting.
I mean, there's a couple in there that I'm potentially very, very excited for. And if anyone knows...
So excited.
I'm so excited. And if anyone knows what my taste in video games are like, they could probably piece some things together. But
we're getting that Hataro Boyfriend 2.
Hato for Boyfriend 2. We've moved on from pigeons. We're now on to seagulls.
And then this is badgers.
Oh, badgers.
Yeah.
The pigeons of the ground, famously.
Pigeons of the ground, yeah. And aren't they rats? You love rats.
I love rats.
But they are the pigeons of the ground.
No, rats are cool. Pigeons are cool too, but rats are something else.
Pigeons aren't cool, Tim. Pigeons are government plants. They're not even real.
Birds aren't real. Birdsaren'treal.com. Check it out if you haven't.
Is that a real thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Tim, let's move on to a classic section that some would call, if I can find the fucking jingle.
Jingle.
Where is it?
What have you lost?
History again.
You and history. Oh, history.
Do you want me to play the one that we decided we'll use instead last week?
No, it's fine.
No? You don't want to hear I'm just Tim again?
No, I'm good, thank you. All right, Joey. January 1st, 1880.
Connecticut?
Not Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
We're not in Connecticut this time. At least it's not explicitly noted. We probably end up in Connecticut at some point, though, down the line.
Can we just say it's Connecticut?
Well, I'll include Connecticut when we can. Okay. Elmer McCready was born to an unwed teenage mother who was given to his brother given to the brother by the family to raise. When he was a teenager, he was told that his aunt was actually his mom, and he did not take this well.
As you probably wouldn't.
He became unruly, rebellious, and started drinking every day and attempted to run away. He tried several jobs as a plumber, both as an apprentice with his grandfather and just independently, but he was laid off when working with his grandfather, and in 1890 his mother died of a ruptured ulcer and his grandfather died of kidney failure, so he left town and started to drift.
Okay.
He'd get odd jobs, but he'd have difficulty holding on to them because of the drinking until he was arrested for public intoxication, which, by the way, if you're arrested in the 1890s for public intoxication, you have to be obliterated, right?
Is this person's real name Oofty Goofty?
It's not Oofty Goofty. This is Elmer McCready.
Are you sure? Because it sounds like Oofty Goofty.
I've written... Oh, no, it was 1907. In 1907, he joined the army and he was assigned to Fort Leavenworth as a machine gun operator, where he was trained to use nitroglycerin for demolitions. This is going to come up later.
Okay.
He was honorably discharged in 1910, and after leaving the army, he and a friend, Walter Shapplerock, were arrested for possession of burglary tools, including chisels, hacksaws, funnels for nitroglycerin, gunpowder, and money sacks.
I could have explained everything, but I packed it in the money sacks.
I really want to picture this as like the bag with a dollar sign on it.
Yeah, that is how it sounds.
He told the judge that the tools were not for burglary, but for a foot-operated machine gun that they were in the process of inventing.
Yeah,
the gun didn't exist, but McCurdy was found not guilty by a jury in 1911. While awaiting trial, though, he met a man called Walter Durrett, and they established an agreement to become bank robbers.
Nice. If you're going to find someone who is going to be a bank robber,
do it on trial.
Be a juror at a trial for someone who's up for being a bank robber.
However, they weren't very good at it, being bank robbers. While they had the nitroglycerin, McCurdy only had minimal training and would often just blow up the money.
Okay, cool.
The two men decided to move on to train robbery, and when they tried to rob the Iron Mountain Pacific train, they stopped the train, located the safe, and McCurdy once again had put on too much nitroglycerin and destroyed the safe as well as the money inside. What they had managed to get away with was $450 in silver coins, most of which was melted together.
I'm a big fan.
I mean, the thing is with nitroglycerin, right? I feel like
that's not a sentence I thought I'd hear you say.
No, but like, start small. You can always add more. You can't take it away once you've detonated it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. In September 1911, McCurdy and two other people robbed the Citizens Bank in Kansas. They'd spent 2 hours breaking through a wall with a singular hammer and then put more nitroglycerin on the vault door. The door exploded off the vault, ruining the interior of the bank without damaging the safe inside. He then tried to blow the safe off the door, but the charge wouldn't ignite.
This feels like someone has found a lot of nitroglycerin and has gone, what do I do with this?
The lookout man for this robbery then got scared and ran away after hearing all the explosions, and McCurdy and the accomplices stole about $150 worth of coins that were in a tray outside of the vault.
These guys are great.
In October 1911, McCurdy and two other men planned to rob a train after hearing it contained $400,000 in reparations for a Native American tribe. A lot of money. That's like $250 for these guys. That's a lot.
Yeah. All of it melted together.
The men stopped the wrong train. They stopped a passenger train, and what they left with was $46, 5 gallons of whiskey, a revolver, a coat, and the conductor's watch.
Hey, that's a result.
That's a hole right there. McCurdy immediately began to start drinking the whiskey.
Yeah.
By this time, it's noted that he had tuberculosis, pneumonia, and trichinosis. I don't know what trichinosis is, though. In the early hours of one of the following October mornings, 3 sheriffs and some bloodhounds who tracked McCurdy to the ranch he was staying at arrived at the ranch and surrounded the barn he was sleeping in. There was about an hour-long shootout, resulting in McCurdy's death. A single wound to the chest. He was 31 when he died.
Was the wound caused by him trying to blow open the door with nitroglycerin?
With more nitroglycerin. I'm doing what I love.
Oh, McCurdy's great.
It's not the end for McCurdy.
You just said he's dead.
Yeah, it's not the end for him.
Okay, keep going. I'm liking this. This is much more fun than Kellogg the fucking...
The colon Kellogg's.
Kellogg's colons.
Colon flakes.
Yeah.
No one claimed Elmer's body. If you recall, he had no family or friends. Well, it says, the article I've found that was referencing this said, he had no family or friends who cared enough to give him a proper burial.
That's so sad.
That's a bit brutal. So a funeral director, Joseph L. Johnson, took ownership of him and preserved him in a large amount of embalming fluid, and arsenic, essentially mummifying him.
It would have been more fitting with nitroglycerin.
It would have been, but he might have exploded.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? Certainly not him.
Johnson was so pleased with his work that he stood Elmer up on 2 feet in the lobby of the funeral parlor and charged people 5 cents to come and see him.
Genius.
The payment...
He could have made $15 robbing a bank, but he made more this way.
The payments, though, were placed in Elmer's open mouth like a coin slot.
Oh, God.
So just pop that in there. The Undertaker named him the bandit that wouldn't give up because he was still collecting money after he was dead.
Not that he had much of a choice.
No. At one point, Johnson's children put roller skates on Elmer and pushed him around the street to scare smaller children as a prank.
I like it.
Yeah?
When I go, that's what I want my son to do.
Eventually, a man claiming to be Elmer's long-lost brother turned up at the funeral parlor, absolutely furious and demanding that they release the body to him so that he could get a decent burial. He left with the body, but there was one problem. Elmer didn't have a brother.
Okay.
So someone just racked up, acted pissed, and left with a body.
Pinch the body. I'm invested.
2 weeks later, Elmer popped up as a main attraction at a Texas carnival. He wound up on a carnival tour under the attraction name The Bandit Who Wouldn't Give Up or the Oklahoma Outlaw. He would line up next to bearded ladies and 5-legged pigs, and he suffered a number of injustices on this carnival tour, which went round the country. One time, a guy ripped off Elmer's arm and chased his secretary round the office. His reputation as a train robber and a bank robber was growing despite never being successful, and he was compared to the likes of Billy the Kid.
What the fuck? Like, what kind of insane workplace, one, thinks, oh, let's just take a corpse around and people are going to shove money in his mouth. 2, how are they getting the money afterwards? Because I don't imagine it's a comfortable process. And 3, can you imagine being that guy's secretary who's coming at you with a fucking human arm?
Hey, honey, how was work?
From about 10 foot away.
Yeah. He was in sideshows and carnivals until about the 1960s.
Like, how long?
So he died in 1911 or something. So for 50 years, his mummified corpse was just traveling around carnivals. Elmer had been passed from hand to hand, all the while his value was going down with each trade.
I wonder why.
When one of the new owners drilled a hole in the back of his neck in order to hang him up on a wall, he noticed that yellow goo came out. He was placed on the wall of a haunted house, and it was noted that the body would twitch and jiggle whenever the ride cars went by.
This is a real human body.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you say in the 1800s, I go,
oh, yes, so far away.
People, different time. People didn't know. People maybe don't understand. Tim, this is the fucking 60s.
It's not that long ago. He was moved to a crime museum, but what I have written here is a short synopsis of the stuff that Elmer has done during his tours. So,
Okay.
Elmer was a sideshow for the Trans-American Foot Race in the 1920s, being noted as their, quote, official corpse.
Yeah. Okay.
That's-
Every sports event I go to needs an official corpse.
Yep. In the 1930s, he was used as marketing in a film as a dead dope fiend. So he'd just be
Okay.
stood up in a film lobby
Cool.
as a dope fiend. When the owner of Elmer, a real human being, I would like to again remind you, died in 1949, he was placed in storage for 11 years until the director of the film She Freak picked him up and used his body in the movie. So you can actually see Elmer's body in the film She Freak.
She freak.
Yeah. In 1968, Elmer was sold to a Hollywood wax museum along with a number of other wax figures. The owner of the museum had bought Elmer for a show at Mount Rushmore, but he sustained such damage during a windstorm that the tops of his ears, his fingers, and his toes were all blown off.
Wow.
The body was returned to the museum for being too gruesome and not lifelike enough for the exhibit, which is funny considering it's a man who died, I don't know, some 50 years before, and now his just bits are falling off. He was then sold to the Long Beach amusement park, where he was spray painted for a Laugh in the Dark attraction, where he hung for 4 years.
This is so sad. I was so on board when it was all about nitroglycerin and dopey bank robbers.
In December 1976, the production crew of the show The $6 Million Man were filming at an episode called The Carnival of Spies. A prop man went to move what he thought was a papier-mâché mannequin hanging from a gallows. When they grabbed him and tried to pull him down, he accidentally ripped his arm off. The crew laughed until they took a closer look. Inside the arm was human bone and tissue.
Oh my god.
They called the police, who then called paramedics, reporting a severe case of dehydration.
The kind of dehydration that only comes with being dead for 60 years.
More than 60 at this point.
70 years.
The paramedics showed up and people began to laugh again. The LA Coroner's County Office attempted to identify him by finding a bullet in his chest from the turn of the century and pennies from the 1920s in his mouth, along with several tickets to a wax and crime museum. The body was completely petrified and covered in a phosphorus paint. The coroner contacted the son of the owner of the National Crime Museum, who was able to identify the body as Elmer. The coroner decided to wait to see if any relatives would claim him, which, given his history, I don't think is a great idea to do.
That's really sad.
No one did claim him, so he was buried next to outlaw Bill Doolin, whose corpse Elmer spent time on tour with in sideshows.
For fuck's sake.
That doesn't make them friends.
I think it does.
His tomb was noted. Yeah, his tomb was noted that he was around 62 years after his own death that he was buried. And to stop the body from being used further, 2 feet of concrete was poured into his grave on top of his coffin when burying him.
What if he was still
Elmer
alive,
McCready.
though?
He could be still. I mean, this is the guy who just won't quit. He had a career for twice as long as he was alive.
Can I check? Sorry, Elmer McCready. He was the juror.
No, he was the
shit bank robber.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, fair enough.
So he died when he was 31, and he was being carted around for 62 years afterwards.
Good on him.
The show's got to go on.
Show has got to go on, and that whole saying is about Mr. McCready.
Yeah. Joey, what are your thoughts on Elmer McCready?
I really liked it, Tim. I think it started off at a solid 8 out of 10. But the more it went on, I felt really sorry for him. And that
totally.
moved it down to a 2 out of 10.
Oh.
2 out of 10 for the latter half of his life. Overall, I give you a good 7 out of 10.
Okay, well, I'll put it in the positive bank. Who knows what we'll come out with next week?
Put it in the positive bank next to the start of Oofty Goofty and none of the Kellogg's one.
I told you I gave my presentation at work on Oofty Goofty, didn't I?
Yeah, I told you about when Dad just randomly started a conversation with me by going, "Oh, that Oofty Goofty, eh?
Yeah.
What about that Oofty Goofty?
What about that Oofty Goofty?"
The thing is, and I think it's really funny because it happens quite a lot, when people talk to us about the podcast, even with Two Blokes and Blighty, we record usually a week in advance. And it's like, imagine someone coming up to you and going, "Do you remember that thing you spoke about a week ago?"
No.
Because I can't. I often forget until we're in the Discord.
Yeah.
But
Oofty Goofty's stuck around.
Oofty's here to stay, just like his poor baseball bat smashed head.
Yeah, and perhaps Elmer at this stage.
Well,
But
he's
never
on the
Kellogg
concrete.
or Sylvester Graham.
I don't even remember. Oh, yeah, I remember Graham Crackers.
I don't think Sylvester Graham was as bad as William Kellogg, or John Kellogg, rather. But,
There's a lot less enemas in that one.
And less vibrating chairs that make you shit yourself.
But you're not allowed to come.
Not allowed to come.
Yeah, wow. Tim, let's move on and do some cheeky jokes.
Yeah.
Cheekier the better.
That's pretty funny, to be fair. That joke was weak. I misread that as that's the joke of the week. It's the joke of the week.
So this is our joke of the week section where Tim and I tell each other a joke. We tell each other one-liners with the intention of making each other laugh. The thing is, when one of us laughs, the section is over. That joke is deemed the joke of the week. Tim, you won last week with a pretty good joke about a fire safety report.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
How many jokes have you got?
I got 10.
I've undershot this, and I've got 5.
Okay. Well,
so you do 2, and I'll do 1 for each of you 2.
Well, I could just, if one of mine wins, I could just store it.
No, do 2.
Okay,
I'll do
fine.
1. Then you
All
do
right.
2, and I'll do 1.
All right. What do you call a magician who's lost his magic?
Go on.
Ian.
Good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, next one. What do you call a rooster with erectile dysfunction?
Cockadoodle don't.
Nah, boneless chicken.
Oh. Sad. Tim, some bloke came into my shop and said, "Why is your exit sign flickering on and off?" And I said, "It's on the way out.
That's good.
It's
That's
an
good.
exit sign."
Should probably get that looked into, though, for like health and safety reasons, though.
Yeah.
How do you clean your hands over Christmas?
How'd you clean your hands over Christmas?
You use hand sanitizer.
Nah.
No? No?
No, sorry.
All right, fair enough. How do you identify a bald eagle?
I don't know.
All his feathers are combed over one side.
That's good.
Yeah?
Yeah, receding eagles.
Yeah.
Tim,
Receding
everyone...
hairline.
Well done. Very
Yeah.
good. Everyone at John Lennon Airport has been quarantined because of COVID. Imagine all the people.
Okay. Okay.
Did you
Yeah,
not
that's
like
fine.
that one?
It was okay.
It's fine.
That's all. A lady goes to a doctor with a piece of lettuce sticking out of her pants, and the doctor says, "That's really, really strange." And the lady says, "And that's just the tip of the iceberg."
Very good.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
A priest, a minister, and a rabbit walk into a bar, and the rabbit says, "I think I'm a typo."
Yeah. Saw it coming, if I'm honest.
Oh,
Tim, why are German children the best?
why?
Because they are kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Kinder, yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
It wouldn't be a good joke if I said because they are kinda, though.
No, it wouldn't have translated very well.
Well, it didn't translate very well because I said kinda instead of kinder.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I went to a zoo, but all they had was a baguette in a cage, and it said on the sign, "Bred in captivity."
Hmm.
Yeah. I went to the aquarium this weekend. Didn't stay long, though. There's something fishy about that place.
I really wanted to like that. I like the way you set it up, but it was too fishy.
Hmm.
Tim, this is a thinker, okay?
I'm thinking.
Really?
Can you not see my head, like, going red and the veins popping out?
You can see the heat from here.
Yeah.
What is an opinion without 3.14?
It's pie.
What is
Oh,
an
it's
opinion
an
without
onion.
It's an onion.
Well done. I like
If
that
you
one a
hadn't
lot.
answered that, you would have laughed.
I might have done.
But you ruined it.
Sorry. How have I got 3 jokes left? Did I have 9 jokes or 11?
Yeah, 11.
I must have done.
Tell two more. I'll do my last one, and then you can do one.
All right. If I had a nude I'd name it Tiny because it would be minute.
Oh, that's cute.
It's cute, right?
Cute newt.
Two hydrogen atoms meet. One says, I've lost my electron. And the other one says, are you sure? And the first one goes, I'm positive.
Science.
That's a science joke. Pretty sure it's chemistry.
Which is a science, Tim.
That is a science.
My friend lost his job at the dairy farm because of his erratic behaviour. He was a danger to himself and others.
It's very good.
Is it worth a laugh? Please?
It nearly got me.
Oh, well, that was my last one, so...
What's the hardest part about licking molasses?
Licking what?
Molasses.
Molasses, okay, go on.
Spreading their little cheeks.
Thanks. Oh. Tim, you've upped your game this season. That's
I have.
2.
2 for 2. That's pretty funny, to be fair. That joke was weak. I misread that as that's the joke of the week.
Tim, tell the stupid joke of the week again.
What's the hardest part about licking molasses?
Spreading its little cheeks.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
That's a good one.
It's a
Really
good one.
good one.
Tim, let's do pub quiz question and then get the fuck out of here.
All right. What's the capital of California?
There isn't one.
There is.
It's a lie. The bear.
No, that's the iconography.
The red mountains.
That's more iconography.
The golden bear.
That's not a thing.
The bear's golden on the flag.
Oh, are you just describing the flag?
Yeah.
Right, that's not a capital.
Have I heard of this place?
Yes,
Have we been to it?
maybe.
I don't know.
It's Sacramento.
That's a lie. That's not a place.
It is a place.
It's not a
I'll
place.
show you on Google Maps.
You can show me all you want. It's a conspiracy.
It's not
Have you ever been?
I don't know if we have been or not.
We haven't. We've been to California, so it's a lie.
We've been to California a lot of times.
Exactly. We've never been to Sacramento.
Yeah.
Because it's not true.
Just
That's why they
realizing
make
why
all the
you
robot
might have struggled
pigeons.
with this question is because this entire next section of pub quiz things that I've got is US state capitals. So get revised, I guess.
I don't want to.
Do you want me to bump that section a bit further down?
Yeah, can you give me a better pub quiz question for this week?
Let me see if I
Don't
can
move
find
it
one.
down. Just fucking delete it.
What's the capital of Brazil?
Brasilia.
It is Brasilia. Okay, next one.
Do me capital cities of the of countries. I'll be all right.
Let's go with
I'm gonna get one wrong now, aren't I?
what treaty officially ended World War One in 1919?
Treaty of Versailles.
Okay, I thought you wouldn't get that one, to be honest.
Get fucked, Tim. Get fucked, boyo.
I'm going to cut a lot of this down. What marine mammal is also known as a sea cow?
The manatee.
It is the manatee, you're right. What's the chemical symbol for gold?
AU.
It is AU. Well done. You're,
Hey,
you're,
hey, you.
Hey, you. Who is the author of To Kill a Mockingbird?
Kill a monument in your memory.
What are you talking about? You good?
That stupid video. This is a
What's
mockery. Don't you mean a robbery? Do you mean a robbery?
Oh, yeah, you mean Mockingbird.
Do you mean a robbery?
Yeah, who's the author of To Kill a Mockingbird?
I know this, but I don't.
I'm going to give
know
you two
it.
guesses.
Oh, I'm not going to get it with either of them. So, To Kill a Mockingbird. I don't know.
Harper Lee.
Oh, that was my first guess.
Well, you didn't guess it, so you don't get it.
Oh, there you go. Tim, can I show you one thing before we go?
Yeah, of course.
Check out this little guy.
That's a Shadow the Hedgehog ball. Where'd you get
There
in?
you go. Jack got him in a Happy Meal.
Sweet.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, sweet.
I just think, like, look, it's pretty funny on the front here because it's Shadow's face, but actually, when you realise it's just his body wrapped
Oh my
around
god,
the
I
ball,
hate it.
it's pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
He's got no legs either.
No, well, he's a ball. That makes sense.
He's in his roly fast mode that they do in Sonic.
Speed.
Yeah, speed. Tim, let's go before this gets out of hand.
Oh, before we go, obviously we normally do streams on Thursday. Joey hosts them, but he's on holiday this week, so
Your boy.
It'll be myself and Alex. We'll work out something to do.
Not Payne. Is she not invited?
Maybe
She's not invited, is she?
she can be invited.
It's just the way you said it. She's not invited.
Yeah, she can be.
She's not invited. See you later. Take that, you bastards.
Bye.
She's not invited.